I had to give a talk to my group last Thursday, and I said that Trump is the first MacGyver president. I mean, he looks at things and he says, he opens up his junk drawer, sees a corkscrew, and says, I could use this. I don't have to go in the garage and get that drill. This corkscrew works. And that's what he's doing with tariffs. He's taking these tariffs and using them as a weapon for foreign policy and a wedge, and he's selling points essentially to the Japanese. What? You want me to reduce the tariff? Okay, what? Put $1 billion into this plant or that plant. And the courts are saying, oh, tariffs, that's a tax, that's the purview. It's so much more than a tax. I mean, it's an instrument of foreign policy. He's MacGyver. He
Yeah,
took these tariffs. He goes into a room. He gets a straw and a toothpick and a bubble
duct
gum,
tape.
and
Yeah,
and he's got a bazooka. You know?
yeah, and he's blowing people out of the water. That's true. We talked last week about the Venezuelan cartels and blowing up that little boat. I thought there'd be more out of that, but that seems to have died a slow death. I haven't heard anything back.
Well, he took confiscated that shipment in Houston of the starter for crystal meth, and that was a lot, tons of vats. When you looked at it, you saw just how much was in that warehouse.
Yeah.
And then they made a big bust in Massachusetts this week. Another 500 arrests or something like that. A dozen cartel members. This is a war on drugs. We're finally
Right.
seeing.
Right. Yeah. Say no is yesterday.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
say no is yesterday. That's for sure. Um, what about Israel bombing the Hamas headquarters, breaking the peace plans?
They did
If
farther
there
than
was,
that.
yeah,
They bombed Qatar.
yeah.
They went after the guys in Qatar. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Your group is pretty in touch with that. That's why I bring it up.
yeah. I'll talk to them Thursday and find out what they think about that. I didn't get a chance to talk to them, but going into Qatar and hit these guys where they live is big. They're not kidding. I mean, what choice did they have? When they came over the walls in October 7th, was it? That was
Yeah, they're living on the edge of a knife. Absolutely.
so. We've got the economy looks like it's slowing down. He's loading the board at the Fed. We got Bissant, who threatened to slug Pulte.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, yeah, he was going to punch Pulte for. It's worth looking into. Um, these guys, they're really they're changed, but I think the biggest and most important factor is whether or not the judges get get curtailed by the Supreme Court, and that doesn't look like it's happening soon because the judges could stop the agenda or at least stall it long enough for the midterm elections, and that's it. That's all the Democrats have. It's the only tool
Yeah,
they
we
have
have
left.
what, 14 months to the midterms now?
Yeah, yeah. So they could stall it another 6 months, maybe. When's the Supreme Court going to rule? And if it does, are they going to rule in favor of the administration? Because I think from a legal standpoint, he's got them on the tariffs, saying that there's no doubt that tariffs are taxes. They're more, he's using them for more than that, but they're taxes. And that's Congress's domain. His argument is I'm using them for foreign policy, and you can't mandate foreign, you can't take that away from me. That's common sense says that's the case, but the law's the law. Constitution's the Constitution. So that could choke off a lot of the forward momentum. And
Yeah,
then
if the tariffs get wiped away, um, does he have to return this money, these, billions
they
that
could they
were,
could provide for that. They could say going forward, from what I've read, they could say going forward, uh, yeah, but we don't have to give the money back. But he's making all these trade deals predicated on the fact that he's got tariff leverage. If they take it away from him, his whole trade agenda is killed.